everybody, welcome to Para-Ops, Para Open-Minded Paranormal Skeptics. I am your host, Sky. We're going to start off with some introductions, going over to my co-host.
Hello, my name is Seth. I'm one of the public relations managers here at P.A.R.A.Normal. With us today, we also have...
I am Larissa. I am the P.A.R.A. founder and also the CEO of Third Eye Events.
Alan Rex, the same as Larissa.
I'm Marlena. I'm the senior case manager and a psychic on the team.
And I believe we also have Keith, our senior evidence technician, joining us today. As soon as he gets his sound fixed, otherwise he's going to be a mime.
He's having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
That's going to be his new part of the team. He's going to be the mime.
Yep.
Hello, viewers.
Hi, Gwen.
Everybody.
Hi.
So for some Facebook viewers, we ask that you just let us know your name when you're commenting because we can't see, and as much as we love the guessing game, we don't really want to play it. So we're gonna show you guys a little clip. It's actually to listen to. We have an EVP for you from our favorite place, Hell House, and we're gonna give you some backstory through. Who wants to do it? Larissa, Alan.
I'll do it.
You'll do it. Okay.
Yes. So we set up trail cams all throughout Hell House, and then we let the Torgo loose. And this was a group of people that were just walking around on their own with their they had some EVP recorders of their own, but the trail camera actually caught this. There was a ghost ball by this girl's foot. I believe we actually were in contact with this girl afterwards. Alan, you remember her, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, What was her name? Do you remember her name?
I don't know, but we ran into her before Angie opened for the haunted attraction this Halloween season, and we talked to her about it, actually.
Yeah. But the EVP is interesting. We'll talk about it a little bit afterwards because there's a couple of things going on inside of the building of Hell House that we kind of should talk about on this show since we're going to be doing our Friday the 13th with Daryl. And there's a couple different things that happen inside of the building. And this EVP is interesting because it kind of alludes to that activity. But yeah, she was walking in front of the trail cam and this was caught on there.
Okay. Before we go forward with that, Dennis Smell loves EVP. And I'm sorry, Ducky, at least they'll be quiet. Oh. Ducky with the jokes. What did you have to say to Dennis, Larissa?
No, I was saying to Marlena, what do you think of this EVP in particular? Because this one is one that we over and over and over we listen to it. It's just so creepy.
It still creeps me out. It's still no matter how many times I listen to it, it creeps you out. Like there's no, it just really creeps you out. And then once you're in Hell House and you realize like who it is, it creeps you out even more. Like
this is one of the things that's like an inside joke, like on road trips that we say to each other.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah. All right, Seth, you want to go ahead and let's have a listen.
Let's run it.
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
That was much shorter than I thought it was going to be. I won't lie.
It's right in the beginning, and you got to listen for it. It's two voices.
Yeah, I'll play it again.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I think I heard it. Very quiet.
What do you think? What do you think you heard?
Come play with me.
Come play with me. Come play with me.
Yes.
Dennis, did you hear it?
Hi.
Anybody else hear it?
If I ever become possessed, that's the first thing I'm going to say to Seth.
You say it like so perfectly too when you do it.
Come play with me. Come play with me.
I would run. If you did that in the dark, I would take off running. I wouldn't even swing. I would be gone.
It almost sounds robotic.
It does. That's why it's so damn creepy.
Yeah, it's very.
And the
Hold
funny
on.
thing is,
We
the
have Facebook user putting on headphones. So
Okay, good.
give him a couple seconds and then we're going to play it again.
yeah, just real quick, that is in Paul's room. We call it Theo's room because that's where Theo's attacked. But last haunt season, there was an actress in there, and she would scream, "Come play with me! Come play with me!" And this is an example of how we keep saying, the spirits in the establishment there at Hell House, they are mimicking the actors that are performing there during the haunt season.
Yeah.
There's a couple things going on in there, and I'll let the rest of the team explain it before I inject my 2 cents. But
Dennis has to run to a meeting. He'll watch again. Okay, let us know in the comments, Dennis.
Dennis, come play with me.
All right, you want to play it again, Seth?
Yeah.
It's very hard to hear.
It is. It's very
It is
quiet,
very
so
quiet.
I think you definitely need headphones for that if you don't have them in.
Hey, Keith.
Are we working? Do you have sound?
Nope,
Oh, our
it's
mime
mine
is
too.
back. Type it in the comments, Keith.
He's like, 1 sec.
Ducky said that he heard the "come play with me" that time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is very subtle.
It is. It's real like.
It's light, like they're almost humming it, but they're not. But it's robotic. It's just
Gwen
creepy.
said that she heard it as well. Keith,
So-
since you can hear us, I think we should play it again while he has to type in the comments.
Yep, go ahead.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
See, I don't even hear like 2 separate voices. I hear the same voice, but almost like it's echoing. Because it's the same cadence both times.
Cadence. There's a military word,
Mhm.
Seth. You continue to shock me.
I'll
Talking
police it up.
Vocab skills. Keith, are you typing? No. Nothing is working.
Nothing's working.
Yes!
All right. 10
10
points to Griffin Puff.
So there's the set of Hell House. Let's real quick just delve into what happens in there.
Dave Roland has a question for you. After investigating, do you determine
I am
what's on it?
psychic. I am psychic. I was just gonna tell you.
He must be psychic as well.
Dave must be psychic too. He's like on the same wavelength there.
I am telepathically answering your question without knowing what it was. So there's a couple of things happening at the set of Hell House. First off, it was the set of a movie. So the movie itself was filmed there, and the movie, whatever entities are there, they were present for that filming. So the interaction, they seen what was there. So you have that, right? Now, if anything is there that wanted to mimic the movie, it's mimicking it. So there's lines from the movie that we've caught on EVP. We've caught Latin phrases on EVP. So right there, we get that. Then we've also got the local legend of the building. So the building has no verifiable history prior to 1969. We know the building's older than that. We know that 100%. The foundation that has been laid is older than 1969, but we don't have documents on file, right? So, but we have EVPs from a local legend that you can Google about a girl named Ella and a mythical event that happened that we can't prove happened. We have EVPs, Ella. We have EVPs about a butcher. We have these things. So they're mimicking, whatever's there is mimicking this legend. Then we have images. We have images of a magician. We have images of a shadow man. We have things that are happening inside of this house that are happening that are mimicking a movie, a legend. And then we have things that are mimicking the haunt. the things that are mimicking what Angie has in there, that she every year and annually she changes up her haunt. This EVP is from the haunt that she had the one year that was with the girl in the dead girl in the room, the actress that jumped up and down and said, "Come play with me, come play with me." This was an entity that was mimicking her saying, "Come play with me, come play with me." It is an overlapping voice. It is clearly nobody standing in that room. You could hear the living people talking. It's an underlying disembodied robotic sounding voice. So whatever's there that's haunting the place is actually very playful. So to answer your question, Dave, in my opinion, you have entities there that are interacting with people coming in that believe that they are actors either in the movie or are portraying themselves as actors in either a movie or a haunt or a part of a legend.
Yeah, and we also got before Angie turned it into a haunted attraction, it was actually a restaurant and bar. So
okay.
the restaurant theme in there that you see is actually from that era when it was that.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Do you know when we were cleaning up equipment one time, Alan, Austin, and I, we were cleaning up equipment and we were in that room and we heard crying coming from the closet. Just clear as day. There, it wasn't EVP. It wasn't on equipment. It was just clear as day. We both turned and we're like, what was that?
We never really talked about, on any of these shows, the entities that we've picked up in that building. And there are quite a few. In that room alone, in Paul's room, we pick up on the little boy, right? We pick up on his father, who we believe is the entity that doesn't like Theo. I think attacked is a strong word. I think Theo is just a little sensitive, but it's a strong male presence. And I get the sense that he is Keith the Mime. Did you see that? He put down there Keith the Mime.
Everybody say hi to Keith the Mime.
Okay, Keith. But that entity, I believe, is linked to the land. What we do know, since we're talking Hell House, because we have Friday the 13th coming up, what we do know from a source that is not written down on paper, but Alan went to school with a man whose family goes back to 1742. They were the original owners of the land that the house sits on. 1742. This house was part of 8 original farms that were on the land that many centuries ago. One of them is currently under Beltsville Lake. So think about that. This man that is in this room at this house that was built that much later on this parcel that goes back to this original family, he appears very much as an original settler when he appears to me. And this child that's in this room appears to be his son. And the boy does interact with us, and he'll light up balls, and we'll get EVP. So the sobbing and whatnot that you heard in the room, I'm not shocked by it. He does have sisters, and we do occasionally pick up on them in that room and up in the attic. He will run around and he'll tap K2s. If you hold them out in a line, he'll run by each of them. And then his dad does eventually appear, usually within 10 to 15 minutes, and chase him out of the room. And he usually chases us out of the room. And the interactions will stop. So, there are a lot of entities on that land or on that, in that house.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that we did find out about the early settlers there made sense more so up in the attic, because in the attic on Phasma, we were getting farming stuff, butchering stuff. And once we found out about it, we got way more intelligent responses when we were doing Phasma.
And fun fact, I speak German.
Yep.
I was gonna bring up the Amish man that we ran into in the outdoor building
with the donkeys.
Yeah.
He wants
Marlena and Larissa, you guys had a nice little time with them.
So much.
Well, all right. So I speak German, and I was trained by the army to speak German, and that's high German. It's not street German, and it's definitely not Dutch. I mean, we're their worlds apart. And not to mention, I am by nature Italian, and that's Brooklyn Italian. It's not high Italian. So it's very hard to try and apply this to a paranormal investigation. But I am trained to a point. So when we're doing Phasma or Portal and something comes across with that Nordic accent and of a German nature, I pick it up. And we were up in the attic and it started coming across, and I'm like, hey man, Marlene. And Marlene is Dutch. I'm like, hey, is this German?
Oh,
And
that's Jason, yeah.
and she got on there and she was like, that's Dutch. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, so there's a butcher. They were talking about butchering and all that. So a year and some odd months later, we run into this original or this descendant of these original settlers that Alan had known, and he come to tell us that it was one of the major butchers that was on the land, and he was one of the major suppliers of meat for the original people there.
Huh.
Yeah. It all came full circle, and we were like, no way.
Yeah.
Everything's starting to line up now.
But there's so much to investigate there, not just the house. On the tours that we do this coming Friday the 13th, there's outside stuff to investigate too. There's the shed, which is a great spot to sit down and do EVP sessions and other experiments. It's very quiet. And then we got the rest of the stuff that we can walk around outside. So it's not just in the house.
Marlena, what happened with the donkeys that Sky's talking about? I don't remember the donkeys too much. I just remember him wanting them.
Yeah, he was wanting the donkeys. And I think the donkeys were shown behind him in like a picture clip in my head. I could be wrong, but I think that's what happened. And then the wives came in. The multiple wives came in. And we were like, what is going on? Is he have multiple wives? And yeah, he had multiple wives. And we were like, what is happening?
That's right.
But I want everybody to remember that Hell House has multiple layers. I think that's what we're trying to say. It's multiple layers of different eras. That house has been there so long. The Country Junction fire happened. So, that sparked some stuff too when that fire happened. Yeah, nobody died in the fire, but they lost a lot of animals. And you still have that energy. So that energy is connected to that land. And the flooding that happens, that's connected to that land too. So we're getting all that stuff. It's like a hot spot. All that stuff happened. And I think people forget that when they think, oh, it's a haunted house. No, like it's not just a haunted house. It is truly a paranormal phenomenon that is happening that nobody really understands.
It's
not
a piece
to
of
mention
history.
Yeah.
Also, guys, and Sky, remember when we were outside and we were talking about the Native American piece of this? Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be psychic to know that it's huge. Pennsylvania, the whole Northeast is huge. The whole country is huge for Native American anyway. But remember, we were outside and we were sensing, I was sensing the whole Native American thing. And then you brought up the whole Lenape Indian thing in the area. And what about the whole coal mining? Like, that's huge. Yep. Stones are huge. Like we are, and then we have the water running through here. Yeah. This area is just a huge conduit for paranormal activity.
It's like a gold mine that was just waiting to be pretty much figured out.
And nobody even realizes it. They just drive by it and they're like, oh, that's a creepy building.
Yeah.
No, we are the conduit.
Yeah.
You are the conduit.
Inside joke.
Keith
so
isn't
come
even
play
here
with me.
So can you play the clip again for those tuning in?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Is there any way to amplify that a little bit?
Not through StreamYard.
That's as loud as I've ever gotten it.
Yeah, StreamYard, it's.
Yeah, we'd have to edit the clip itself and then re-upload it.
I mean,
which we can totally do on our social
media. Because I know when to look for it. I've heard the clip 1,000 times.
Yeah.
That's as loud as I was ever able to get it on here, guys.
Was everybody else think of the clip?
I think it's. I mean, as someone that has stood in the room and heard crying coming from the same room with nobody being in there, I think that's a valid clip. That's creepy little girl was crying too.
That is a very active room. So it coming from that room, I understand.
Yeah.
That closet is active and that bed is just active. So I understand.
But
That
for
second
It
floor
is
is
a really
creepy.
good clip. It's a really
Seth,
good
you
clip.
have never been there.
I have not even stepped foot inside.
So you don't even have like any inkling as to what we go through while we're in there. And what do you think?
Honestly, I think it's pretty neat. It definitely doesn't sound like somebody in the room. It's like you were saying before, Larissa, it's so undertone compared to the other people talking.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty neat. I'm curious, and I'm almost hoping I hear that behind me in the cage.
So I was standing in that room. Have you found any activity in the basement? Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is actually where the cage is that Seth is
Yes.
referring to.
I was
Yeah.
standing in that room not too long ago, right after the haunt was over. We were talking about what we were doing for halfway to Halloween. We have a lot of events happening at Hell House. And Alan was standing behind me, and I heard clear as day, "Dead girl," right in my ear. I thought it was Alan. I almost punched him right in the face. I turned around. I said, "What is wrong with you?" Yelled at him. Like, why would you
Thank
yell at
God
me?
Angie
Why would
was
you
there.
do that? And Angie looked at me and she was like, what's going on? And I said, "You didn't hear that?" And she was like, "No." And I said, "He just yelled 'dead girl' in my ear." And she was like, "No, he didn't." And she was looking right at him. Like he's taller than I am. And so that room, again, the dead girl is in that room. And Angie was saying, like, right before I heard "dead girl" in my ear, she kept saying, "The dead girl is in this room. We're going to do this with the dead girl. We're going to have the dead girl sit here." And she was talking about what she was going to do with the dead girl. So yes, he gets blamed for everything, Eric.
Absolutely, Eric. Thank you.
Eric's on Alan's side.
Eric saw it firsthand.
So do you think that it's a mimic?
I do. And I think that whatever's there has a lot of fun with and interacts with the people that go through there. And it's a small group experience. I think it enjoys the small group experience. When there's a lot of people in there, I think that amps the energy up. And then when you go through there as a smaller group, it's able to interact with you on a more personal level. We get tons of stuff on the SLS. If you don't have an SLS, we've got 3 of them, and we always get stuff.
Yeah, we break out the SLS on the tours. It's part of our equipment rental packages that we offer. But what do you think? That second floor is crazy because 2C's right there at the top of the steps too, the famous 2C from the movie. What do you think is the black mass that I've seen down that hallway and others have seen?
Alan,
We haven't caught it on video.
A black mass?
Yeah, I've seen black shadows going across that hallway.
I'm going to be honest with you. I personally don't look down the hallway. I look at the floor. And I thoroughly enjoy being at the back of the line because all I see are backs then.
I think they're mimicking the movie with the black mat going across. I think they're honestly mimicking it.
I agree.
Because if they watch the movie, you can see, the black figures. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called something, but I can't remember. But that's what I think they're mimicking. Yeah.
And there are black robes as a decoration for the haunted house in that room. So that would make sense.
Yep.
I've seen them.
That's creepy though. I mean, if you've seen the movie and it's a paranormal horror type movie, those black things that's creepy. You're looking down the hallway and now you see this black mass.
Guys,
right?
You're also forgetting that during one year, the first year that Samara went to work there, the first year this all began for us investigating there, they had, as part of the haunt, 2 girls were hooded and they were in a worship room upstairs and they were speaking in Latin.
Yeah.
Yes. Samara was one of them. My daughter was one of them. So who knows?
I think we should ask Angie one day to come on the show here.
She should.
Oh yeah.
We need
Absolutely. Absolutely. She can come on anytime she wants. She's part of the team practically. She's like
The adopted
Who's it?
mom of the team.
No. Who's the person in charge of like Inspector Gadget? Like who's, you know what I'm talking about? Like the person in charge that sends, or like in charge of Charlie's Angels, or you know what I mean? Like the person that gives the orders.
Director?
Yeah, kind of. You know what
Like
I'm talking
she should
about?
be hiding on like a screen. Nobody
Yeah,
ever sees
yeah.
her.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
She'll
about.
just pop up and she'll start talking and telling you what to do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can see that.
I can see her doing that too. That's a scary part.
The
And
person
she
that
has no fear walking through that building there.
Nope.
none.
He
None.
doesn't. I don't know
None.
how she does it.
Mm-mm.
Dave,
She
what
And she
year
does
did
it with the
movie-
lights off too. She crazy.
The movie came out in 2015, I think.
I think so.
Hell House LLC.
Yeah, they have 3 movies and a 4th in the making, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
and we have Hell House Paracon too.
Yeah, September
Coming up
9th.
We have lots happening with Hell House this year. We have it. We're filming at Hell House in. We're doing Dead Ends. January 20th. Sam Baltrusis and April Bassett are coming out. We've got Halfway to Halloween happening. We've got stellar events. We got the filming of Hell House,
and that's May 13th.
May 13th.
Yeah.
Oh my God! There's so many things. We've got the Para-Pride event,
and there's teams can rent still. Correct? We have opening slots for team rentals.
Yeah, we still have team
Individual
rentals. Oh, we got something else in the works too that hasn't been released yet, but it's going to be so much. Yeah, it's going to be fun because it's competitive, and we are definitely going to win. We're definitely going to win.
Oh, we're already talking smack, right?
We're already talking smack. Haven't even announced it, and we're talking smack. Then, of course, we have Paracon, and then we have our New Year's Eve event. So, yeah, Hell House is going to be hopping. The ghosts there.
I can't wait to see what's there this Friday because we haven't been in there for a few weeks.
They're going to be ready. Once we come in there with that equipment, they're going to start up. They're going to be like, here we go.
The energy that they're going to have by the time October comes around for Angie to have her fun, they're just going to, the energy is going to make the building so much creepier for those people coming in.
You know who we have? You know who we have to have on here though? Taryn Kerper of Paranormal Peaches. She's going to be the first team ever after us to walk into Hell House and be there investigating privately. I am so yes, we got to get her.
Yeah. I'll work on it.
Yep.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what her and the Peaches experience there. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, we should have an episode with her and any of them. Yep.
They're going out on the 28th from 7 to 2. They have the place. I think it's amazing that another team's going to be there besides us. Like I'm amped up. I'm amped up to see what they get.
Dave wants to know if we feel that a place can be over investigated.
I think it can be over investigated by the same team. I think maybe there's only so much interaction you can have, and I think that these entities are dead people, and I would get sick of the same person in my house every day. I mean, I actually do. No offense, Alan. But
so at that point, they're family, right? At that point, we're all family with the spirits.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna stay there.
But we never get the whole thing with Hell House is you never get the same responses when you go in. It's never the same activity. It all switches up on you. So
I think we become more personal too with them.
Yeah,
because we're starting to build their stories a little bit.
And that's another thing though, guys. You have to also remember, can you over investigate a tiny house that's only standing for 50 years? Probably. Can you over investigate Trans-Allegheny? Probably not. You know what I mean? A place where thousands of people have been over 300 years, I don't think you can over investigate.
And it's not just the building itself, it's the land. And
land.
It's acres, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's acres.
Yeah.
And different people going in too. You know, like I said, we have we have all these, we have so many other teams coming in this year on different dates, and different people bring different things to the table and draw out different spirits. You know, how many times have you heard people say, I lived in that house for 20 years and nothing ever happened? Another family moves in and all of a sudden it's haunted. That's because that other family that moved in is bringing something to the table that's stimulating that environment.
Yep.
So
I never thought about it that way.
absolutely. I lived in a house. I moved into a house that the prior owner swore that there was no activity. I moved in there. Closets were opening, right? Like doors would just swing open. Lights would just get pulled open. The door slammed. Fans went backwards. The stove turned on. I mean, right in front of my parents. Like stuff happened. And the landlord had lived there prior to us. They owned the house. And my mom would be like, what's going on? And they would be like, nothing ever happened there. Well, clearly it was happening because they moved in with me and I had something going on.
You're a conduit.
Yes. Come play with me.
Can we play it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, play it again.
Yeah.
So guys, Friday the 13th, come play with me.
Come scare Larissa. She scares very easy.
Yes.
Don't scare me.
Dead girl.
Yeah, right.
I know,
Don't
right?
do that.
Like she acts like I stand there every investigation and just like say stuff. Just
Yeah.
say stuff.
So you know what you got to do now is you just got to start saying stuff and be like, "It wasn't me."
I wouldn't do that though. It contaminates evidence. I don't do that. I'm usually the quietest there and telling people to shut the F up.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong.
No, not wrong.
Please don't do that on investigation stuff. I might actually, like, my heart just stopped for a second.
We're to get her boxing gloves.
No,
Seth's
we don't want to know.
initiation is he's going to be locked in that cage overnight. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Eh,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited.
Good. I'm glad we're excited to lock Seth in a cage. That's
Please,
terrible.
I think when Sky enters Hell House, we should have the Rocky theme song playing as she enters. Give her a pair of boxing gloves.
Should we do that? Go
For
in
Friday the
Rocky theme
13th, that'd be a
going,
great
steel
start to the
cage
show.
Pair of Raw. We got, yeah, that's funny. That's so bad.
Well, I do believe we are out of time for today, guys.
I think so, yeah.
But thank you all.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Wait.
Thank you. I take so much abuse. It's unbelievable.
I think
Thank God Angie saved me that night. Like, seriously.
It wasn't even a little banner. It just took up the whole.
Oh,
Come play with me.
Eric's just going to come save me. He's going to come pick me up and just save me. Be like, you don't need this trash.
Frank says, "Don't forget bread and water, Seth."
I'll make sure I have all the rations I need.
Eric is the first to donate to the Fund for Alan.
And this is why you guys want to come to Friday the 13th to meet all of us.
We're a hoot. You just want to enjoy some laughs, I promise. We're hilarious.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And thank you for everybody who tunes in after the live stream is done. We greatly appreciate all your comments and views.
And
We'll be
don't
back
forget
tomorrow night.
Yes, we will be back tomorrow night.
And don't forget to add your comments of whether or not you think our little EVP clip of Come Play With Me was paranormal or not paranormal. All right. Have a good night,
It's on sale
everybody.
now on Eventbrite for this Friday. Check it out.
Yes,
Yes,
Friday the 13th with Daryl
come out,
Marston.
Yes, meet Daryl.
Come play with me.
Stop it.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
I'm the conduit.